I want to say a few more things. So, are you able to get joy without suffering? Can you experience joy without suffering? No. If you don't suffer here on earth before you go to heaven, you don't know what joy means without suffering. I don't make the rules, okay? This is just oops, how it is. So, when you're in heaven, God's glory, the light, and you live off the light, and you are part of the light. So you're a light in the light, but you're still yourself. So, in that account with Moses talking to God, he hasn't eaten for 40 days and 40 nights. And here's why. When you're in heaven, you're living in the light and off of the light. You're living off of the magnificence of God. Because I looked up glory. When you look up glory, it's magnificence, essence, and it's two different meanings. And one is like the things that you've done. Glory is the things that you've done, and your magnificence and stuff like that. So the experience of heaven is way more real than this experience on earth. This earthly experience is more like if you're playing a video game, like a 2D video game, like not the best video game you can think of, like Atari video game. Because I know a lot of virtual games now are very realistic and fun to play, so they're like the people are stuck and addicted to them because a lot of the virtual games now are even funner than this reality. So a lot of people get stuck in that virtual world. Because we are physical beings, we manifest physical objects or cultivate objects, like cultivate the ground and the earth. So spiritual beings can cultivate spiritual objects, and higher spiritual beings can cultivate spiritual and physical objects, or create or manifest them. In the scriptures, Psalm 90 verse 10, at the end it says, we only live 70 to 80 years, and then our life goes by really fast, and then we fly away. What do you mean fly away? We're going heaven, fly away, and then we fly away. There's no other way you can explain that scripture. Read Psalms 90 verse 10, and then we fly away. So let's see what else here. So when we shed this body, which is like a shell, and there's a lot of animes and stuff that have a lot of, violence and stuff. And God does not. God condemns violence because, like I said in the previous video, it's like hurting yourself, because we're all one. But there's videos, an anime called Ghost in the Shell, and basically we're ghosts in the shell, but we're learning, we're suffering here. Our spirit has suffered here, and it's still suffering until the day that we pass. Then we shed this physical body. And also in heaven, your emotions have an echo in so much space. People will call you crazy because they do not understand what you're talking about. But you'll have the time of your life. I'm saying that, okay, I'm saying like myself right now. So I'm telling you guys stuff, and for a lot of people, I seem like I'm crazy. But the further we go into this system, or in this world, the more people understand that the more knowledge is being spread out. Like everything is possible. Like look at these creatures, look at this technology. This technology, you can go on your mind and you turn off your lights in your house and you drive your car. A smart car drives itself. So that's technology. That's a small manifestation of what humans, have or can do. Our cultivation. The spirit is way more. It's free. It's way more. It's another level. It's the next level from here. It's the next level on our spiritual journey, on our spirit journey of our spirits. So what I believe is, and I'm not trying to beat around the bush or anything, I'm just telling you how it is, so when I'm speaking, you understand where I'm coming from here and there. So when a spirit is born, okay, first I believe that it's recycled, right? Let's say from bugs, let's say my spirit, this is how I believe it. It may not be exactly, but this is how I believe it. So, bugs in the past, right? Let's say my spirit specifically was a part of a bug's body in the past, and then it died. It got eaten by a frog, or whatever. And then after that, my that spirit that was in the bug went back up to heaven, and then got um, you know, cultivated or directed by a higher spirit to go back down. So when it went back down, it went in another body, but it still remembered the consciousness of the bug body. So let's say the spirit was like 50 bugs, and then maybe 3 or 4 different animals, and then then there's a conceiving of a human, body. Not so, because the souls are directed by a heavenly force. Like I said, I don't know exactly how everything works. I'm getting more and more information and stuff here and there. But for right now, this is what I'm saying, how I can see it. So then, when you get to human level, which is the highest form of love you can show here on earth, and love is God, then you go back to heaven. And like I said in my previous video, from here you're judged on how your new consciousness, your body, does does your deeds. So before, the spirit is directed to animals, right? So animals are just instinctual. So they're like, yeah. But their spirit that they have cares for their body. So if you start treating let's say you treat an animal bad, he runs from you, because the spirit knows, like, hey, this guy's trying to hurt us. This guy, the spirit of the animal knows this guy is bad, And the animals in nature always run away, and the spirit knows that the spirit is trying to protect their physical body, because the spirit, like I said, is subject to the physical body. Oh crap! And there's spirits also that are not bound by bodies, And there's probably one over there. 100%. What was I saying? So then it's cultivated. Your spirit is cultivated, and you're in a human shell or body, and then you're judged with what you or your consciousness does in heaven, and then from there you get to stay in heaven or go back down to earth. As a spirit, you're still a spirit either way, but you need to learn how to love. And so you may have to come back down, not as reincarnation, I don't believe, but as a spirit, and then see and then learn. And then that depends on how long until you learn how to love. You may be down here for, I don't know, or until you learn your lesson. Everything is about lessons and learning. So you're gonna get all different kind of spirits and different life forms of spirits. Just there's a lot of different life forms here on earth. There's a lot of different life forms in heaven, heavenly life forms. So you're gonna see that too. Anyways, guys, God bless you and have a good day. Peace out. Like, subscribe, and share these videos with your friends.